Let's start the damn show. Cue my music. Where's my mute? There it is. Okay, bye. Hey, what's going on? It's Jay Whittaker. I am here with Corey Rodriguez to my right.
Yes.
Yes, to my right. From Massachusetts, Boston, Milton area.
Yep.
In studio.
Thank you guys. All right, thank you guys.
Yeah.
No one's back there.
In studio at the lovely Marriott.
We are sitting in the lobby of my hotel, and so that's where we're.
Well, thank you for being here, man. This is a small little podcast, the Big Little Kid podcast.
Nobody knows what size the podcast is. That's listening. They don't know.
But
they can't see the numbers in the background.
It's a thick little.
Little podcast.
Thick little podcast. We got thick numbers, big dreams.
Okay.
Little responsibility.
Okay.
So, no, like you're in town. We're sitting here. We're in Salt Lake City. We're in downtown Salt Lake City. You had a show last night. I was able to get on stage with you. First of all, how did it feel?
It felt good. It felt good being in Salt Lake. Salt Lake is dope, man. It's I like visiting here. I don't know if I'd like living here just based on all the stuff that you said.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I like being here, man. It's cool. I think it's a cool environment. I've seen people that look like me here. So whenever I see that, I mean, seriously, whenever you go somewhere and there's people that look like you, it's awesome. So I've seen some black people here. I've seen non-white people here, and I'm not saying I don't like seeing white people here, but my point is I like seeing people that look closer to my skin tone, so I know everybody is accepted here, and so it makes me more comfortable.
There you go.
It's very enjoyable to see that. It lets me let my guard down a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
And then everything isn't when you're coming out to Utah, to Salt Lake City, everybody makes it seem like everything is Mormon centric everywhere you go, but in Salt Lake City, I haven't been overwhelmed by that it doesn't seem like that. So
exactly, and it's not really like that out here. Like I've lived here about 15 years, and yes, it's the culture, but at the same time, it's not. There's a lot more to it than Mormons, minivans, and meth and mountains. Right. It's just there's more to it than that, and so like it means a lot that that you could say that. I'm originally from California, so I don't have a stake in this, but it's just like. It's nice to hear that when people from out of town now,
Can I ask you this question?
Yeah.
What is it that, like, when I come out here, I said this on stage last night, and I really meant this. Like, when you come out to Utah, other people will say to you, they'll be like, "Oh man, the Mormons are out there, man. Watch out, man. It's gonna be crazy with the Mormons." Now, what am I watching out for that the Mormons do?
That's what I don't get.
Do they make you learn something? Do they? I don't
don't
understand. What's
they
the
don't.
deal?
To me, I'm not part of the church, obviously, but like I've never been like, oh, they pulled me aside to, like if they want to recruit, that's about it. But it's like as far as that, I don't think it's anything you need to watch out for.
But that's what people, when you're not from here, that's what they say. They say that stuff. They're like, yo, watch out for the more, and it's going to be crazy. But I don't know what that means.
I don't know. There might be just some crazy Handmaid's Tale propaganda they're putting out or something like I have no idea as far as to what to
Is
watch. Is
Handmaid's Tale Mormon related? I never watched it.
No. You need to watch it. It actually takes place in Mass.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched it.
It's like, I watched it with my lady and she's like, oh, I know where that is. And it's about how I think just super Christian extremists, like religious extremists, became like they basically take over Massachusetts and turned it into the city called Gilead. There was a book about it. I really should be better at explaining this. I've been watching it for 3 seasons now. But
let's go back though to the Mormons. So what's a Mormon extremist? What would they do?
I don't know. Somebody on a bike. I don't like it.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure out what. Like are they? I remember I used to watch the commercials growing up as a kid. It'd be like for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for Mormons, and it would be like a commercial where somebody did something nice for somebody. You helped the old lady like fix something in her house, and then at the end of the commercial, it would be like it was almost like a more type commercial. Like, for the Church of Jesus Christ for Latter-day Saints for Mormons. That's what the commercials all the time would say that. And so If you don't know what I'm talking about, y'all can YouTube that. You'll know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Do you know them things I'm talking about?
No, you know what? And it's crazy because I really don't pay attention to it.
Oh my god!
Like it's just never been a really big thing for me out here.
Yeah.
Like my family's from North Carolina. Well, at least on my mom's side, and we'd always say folks are folks. And so but yeah, like I haven't seen negative stuff. You know, I have heard about. There's always
Here we go. This is what I'm looking
the
for.
rumblings about the Mormon mafia, but I never knew about.
Oh, okay.
That.
Now that's some shit to be scared of. Then
Like,
any mafia, I'm sure you should not be. You should be
Yeah.
a little worried about.
There's got to be a Catholic mafia. There's got to be a Christian mafia.
Junior mafia.
Junior.
Over there.
Little C's, players.
Ladies, grab your titties if you love hip hop, fellas.
That's a hymn 36, I believe.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Turn
Yeah,
the
I
page,
I-
hymn 36, and sing Junior Mafia's Players Anthem. No, I have no idea, to be honest. But like, I remember that part in the show, and there was like there were people like, yeah, you should, and I was like, whoa, I don't know, let people live. That's me.
I just don't get it. So I just was curious because you live here long enough, so I figured there would be something about
I
it.
really
But
don't pay
if
attention.
there's nothing, then there's nothing. Or eventually I'll discover it waking up in the trunk somewhere with a Bible, and they'll be like, now you know. And so either way, I'll figure it out.
We saw you on the podcast.
Yeah, we saw you. Now you know.
This is how you learn. I don't know. Ask Voluto. Ask my boy Alex Voluto.
All the Mormons that I know are chill. They're cool.
Exactly.
They might not drink with me if I want to have a drink, or they might not swear. I might be like, fuck. They're like, it's okay. You can say it. I'm not.
Everybody,
you know what I mean? But it's
everyone's religion has an asshole. Everybody's religion has an asshole. You know.
Well, yeah, but like when people tell you watch out for the religion, they're not talking about the one asshole. They're talking about the religion. People aren't like, yo, watch out for the bad Mormons. They're just like, yo. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
It's a stigma. I just don't know what it is.
I think I've been here too long. Am I in captivity? I don't know. Like it's
Yeah,
just
maybe,
like
maybe you need to get out, man. Maybe like, hey, let me get a cameraman and flash you real
Like-
quick, man. Let me flash your eyes and see what's gonna happen.
blink twice if
Yeah,
you're okay.
blink.
Like I'm just like, no, man,
If
I'm
you
good.
stop bleeding with your nose right now, if I took a picture,
I'm good. I'm good. I have help. You know, like. Anyways, man, let's talk about where you grew up. Like as far as your childhood and like, so you grew up, in Roxbury, right?
I'm
Original.
from the Dorchester, Roxbury area is where I was born.
Okay.
And then I grew up in Milton, a place called Milton, Mass. Well, from first grade on. So
All right.
first grade on, I moved to Milton, little suburb, little affluent suburb outside of Boston. So
What was your favorite toys
middle class
as a
just
kid?
sitting on the floor. My favorite what?
What were your favorite toys?
My favorite toys as a kid, or the ones that come to mind the most, would probably be wrestlers. Like I had all the hard rubber, big giant hard rubber
Yeah,
wrestlers.
like-
Hacksaw, I
Hacksaw,
have my retainer in.
Okay.
Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, the Sheik, the Iron Sheik,
Yeah,
British Bulldog. I had all those guys. I had,
Brutus
obviously I
Barber,
had Hulk
Brutus the
Hogan,
Barber, Beefcake,
Brutus the
yeah,
Barber,
yeah.
Beefcake,
Jake
Roddy
the Snake, yeah.
Piper, Jake the Snake, Tito Santana. You know what I mean? I had all those guys. So that was one of my favorite sets
Yeah.
of toys. Then I used to play with G.I. Joes when I was real little.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to play with the small G.I. Joe size X-Men. So I had like Magneto
Yeah.
before I understood that he was like not a great guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I used to have Magneto all the time because I wasn't really watching him like that. But my brother was into the comics. He was really into them, like collecting them and everything.
Mm. Yeah.
But I wasn't doing that. But I just would play with the figures. And I had my other favorite thing was the race Tyco, maybe it was called, but I would always have racetracks.
Yeah, it was Tyco Racetrack.
It was
yeah.
Tyco racetracks, right? That would be my thing every year. I wanted a Tyco racetrack, and because we would break them inevitably before the next Christmas, we would break them. But my brother and myself, but they were cool because for about 4 or 5 weeks, it's awesome, and until they go on the
like-
carpet too much.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the little bristles at the bottom. They would have metal bristles at the bottom that had to contact the metal on the track.
Did you have a track that went up against the
Of
wall?
course, we had a track going up
that's
against the
it,
wall,
yeah.
and then we had the loop. We had the big loop in it set up. So
Oh,
a
you
lot of
came-
times the
yeah,
car.
You had good money.
Well, no, I mean you build the track to go in a circle. And so if you had to build that just right, or the car wouldn't go, you'd be trying to power the car,
Yeah.
and you push the little trigger that they had to go, like, zzz, and then it would fall off, midway. And then the more that hits the rug, the more it starts messing up those bristles.
Yes.
The more you get carpet inside the wheels, inside the axles of the thing. So
People
you have to
don't
start learning how to
understand
pull
the
that out.
struggle.
Yeah, so then the
Like-
car goes slow, and then, so Those used to be my favorite.
All right, so the toys. What were the games that you played? Like the games, like everybody had tag, freeze tag, but
Oh, we used to play a game called. You're talking about outside games. You're not talking about in the house games.
Outside games.
We used to play. We play dodgeball, kill the kid with the ball. Relivio is what they used to call it.
What the fuck is Relivio?
Relivio was just where like you hide and seek. You hide and people got to find you and tag you, and then you got to find who else is hiding.
How the fuck? Why would they call it Relivio?
I grew up around white kids, man. They called the shit Relivio. All you were doing, I don't know.
That
I didn't
sounds-
grow up. Where I grew up, they didn't call it that.
That sounds like a dietary supplement.
It was called Relivio, though. The kids.
Relivio. If it lasts for 4 hours.
And I don't want to say it's just a white thing, but it was like that when I moved to Milton.
Okay.
I had never heard of that before I moved there. And they were like, yo, let's play Relivio. And all it means is you run and like people would hide. Everybody hides.
Okay.
And so then people got to find you. They just got to run around the neighborhood. You could be hiding anywhere, any bush, any tree.
So there's like no rules.
There's no rules.
And like,
they'd be like, you got to stay in this neighborhood.
okay.
But
and
you can't go in the house.
And then when you tag somebody, do you say Relivio?
You tag them and then you tag them and then everybody goes and looks for the other people that are hiding.
But do you have to say Relivio?
I don't remember if we
That's
used to say
fucking
Relivio,
weird.
but it was called Relivio. You know what I mean? And then you go and you be the one dude roaming around and then you find somebody. You just hear somebody snickering. You be like, got him. And then the cool thing was once you find one person, somebody else might be like, yo, he's over there. Because you can't try to team up with people because once they get caught, they know where you are.
Yeah.
So everybody splits and does their own thing. People always cheat. Somebody goes in the house for a couple minutes,
Of course.
comes back out like, ha.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You didn't know where I was at.
Somebody got a piss or something like
Yeah. So we used
So
to play that outside.
Relivio.
We used to have a go-kart. So I would drive my friends around on a go-kart and sometimes they would fall out of the go-kart, which wasn't cool. But that was fun.
Yeah.
Played that. And then mostly, man, I wasn't, other than that, it was regular stuff, basketball, just
Okay, hooping.
with no more like outside.
Did y'all
games.
play hide and go get it?
Just wrestle. Huh?
Hide and go get it.
Hide and go get it. That sounds like Relivio.
No. No.
Oh, you mean you going to get some Tootie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that what Tootie? I mean, I'm breast assist.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
referring to
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah. All right. No, like as we used to
Some titties and booty. I said some Tootie.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. No. So we would. No, we would play hide and go get it. That was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like as I sit down for these interviews with comics, I'm trying to figure out what games they played as a kid, how they grow up, because I think like all comics are big little kids in a way, in a sense, and so it's just like I like kind of examining their childhood and see what their favorite things about it, what moments define them. So like what.
So yeah, hide and go get it. We didn't have a name for it then because we weren't professional little toucher uppers.
Yeah,
we weren't like, yeah, let's hide and go get it. We were little. But you would get it when you were hiding sometimes for sure.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Accidentally titty squeezes and they called it goosing.
A goosing?
Or goosing.
Oh, goosing.
Yeah. Goosing. You squeeze somebody's ass or titty be like, oh, I got goosed. And sometimes a girl reach around and just take a handful of your dick and she'd be like, you'd be like, oh, she goosed me.
See, I'm learning all this Boston slang.
I think that's very New England-esque.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
anyone from New England would know what goosing is.
Goosing during Relivio?
Titty twister. I mean, that's really,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
pretty.
yeah. That's a ubiquitous term right there.
Yeah,
It's
titty twister. Yeah.
yeah, goosing during
Goosing is the
Relivio.
front or the back. Somebody can goose you from the back, or they squeeze your ass from the back, or they get Donald Trump it and grab the pussy from the front or your dick, and that's just called goosing. I guarantee if you Google it probably right now on Wikipedia, it might come up as goosing. It might be like, maybe it's in the Urban Dictionary.
I think if not, it needs to be added there. Where as far as where have you been traveling mostly? You've been on the road a lot lately.
A lot.
And so
Let me ask you this before we move on.
yeah.
What did you call? Did you guys have any names for anything? If you grab someone from the front or the back, or besides titty twisting, if anything happened like that as a kid growing up, they didn't have any name for it.
It was touch. I don't know.
Was it touch touch?
I feel like it was
Because you act like I'm saying something that's unbelievable, like I'm crazy.
Touch
you had to
touch.
have a name for it.
perv swerve. I don't know. Like it's just
Perv swerve.
No, I don't know. I'm just
So
making,
you just make it up.
Yeah,
names.
just
So
make-
you guys didn't have a name for anything like that
I
happened?
mean, like I do remember like 7 Minutes in Heaven, Hide and Go Get It. I think it was just Get It, or like Mackin.
Mackin?
Yeah, Mackin. That was like, yeah, Mackin.
But you're just talking about different ways of hooking up.
But that's what that like.
But I'm talking about if like somebody
if somebody
does
if somebody
technically violates you on the playground real quick, There's no name for that you had?
I think it's grab ass. I don't know.
Grab ass. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
good. There we go. Grab
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Grab ass. And there it is.
Yeah.
What about in line? Because these are things you learn in like elementary, or at least how I grew up. In line, if you're in the lunch line and you're standing too close to somebody, did they have a name for it?
Damn, I'm trying to remember my own childhood. Like I
So they would tell us no tailgating.
tailgating. No, they didn't call it. We didn't call it that.
Because they would know, like
Yeah,
the little
yeah,
boys,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you start to get older, you standing right behind the little girls, or the little
Yeah,
girls
yeah,
standing
yeah.
too close. Anybody standing too close to somebody else. They're trying to give people their space. So they'd be
Respect.
like, hey, no tailgating. You know, so you know what that means. Like, get your
Yeah.
back up a little bit.
Back up a little bit. No, I can't really bubble. Like, yeah, we would just be in somebody's bubble, like bubbling or something like that. Maybe that I want to say that.
Yeah,
I really couldn't think. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
yeah.
But I'm gonna say perp swerve. That should
Man,
be
if
the
the
new one.
teachers were saying that to you guys, though, that's kind of fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, man. If the teachers was like, hey, no perp swerves in here. I'd be like, yo, what kind of school?
It's different, man.
Yeah, that would
was
be a lot different, man.
Free lunch, man. Like,
I did free lunch.
yeah. You did free lunch?
Yeah, I did free lunch, man. We work this. Everybody works the system. We have pizza day. I would always go.
yeah,
My
yeah.
friends would make fun of me because on pizza day, I would get a slice of pizza. We'd have like Papa Gino's would come in or something like
Okay.
that. We'd have pizza day. I'd have my slice of pizza and I always put a slice underneath the tray. So I had 2 slices and I would
Oh,
go
yeah,
back.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was just whatever. They'd be like, how you do that? I'd be like, oh, I just put it underneath this big ass tray that I
Yeah.
have. I mean, why
Did
is
you?
that
Oh,
hard?
wait. Time out.
Why is that hard?
What would you go to lunch? Like, did you ever? What would your parents make as far as lunches wise? Like, did you go to school lunch and everything?
I grew up.
What was the shit?
Listen,
like,
listen, Jay.
Yeah, okay.
You said your family's from North Carolina. So was mine.
Okay.
My grandparents. I grew up with my grandparents, old Southern grandparents
Yeah.
from North Carolina, Kinston, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't make food that was able to be taken. I wouldn't be bringing neck bones and oxtails and collard greens and cabbage and sweet potatoes and white potatoes, iced potatoes as we call them,
Red
right? You know what I'm
iced
saying?
pot- iced
Yeah,
potato, yeah.
chitlins,
Oh my God,
hog
yeah.
balls. You know, fried chicken the next day is not great unless it's at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't bring these things to lunch. So I was a much happier, more fit-in kid in the environment that I was in
Yeah.
to buy lunch. So
You just buy
so that was it would be a bad day and it would be a rare day that I brought lunch, but I didn't. I was signed up to
Okay.
get lunch every day.
I did. I would do. The
This nigga bring chicken feet. Did you just bring
Nah,
chicken feet to
nah.
school?
peanut butter and bacon sandwiches. That's my dad would make. He would
Peanut
make
butter and bacon.
Yeah.
It actually sounds real. It's actually good.
fucking good.
If you get some jelly in there with that too, because you
Now,
got
he
the
would put
sweet
honey.
and the
Yeah,
salt.
he would put honey.
There
He
you
would
go.
put honey or like
There you
some maple syrup in that joint.
The kids see that though, and they're like, "Ew!"
Yeah.
But you're like, "Yo, it's real good for real." They're like, "Ew, bacon and honey, ew."
Like and then you get older and it's like that's
Do
like
whatever you want.
it's like a great food truck in Portland idea. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. They add cheese to it, and they're like, "These are the best grilled cheeses in the land."
Oh, this is
right?
that's American fusion food. You know, breakfast. You know, with the brunch and it's fusion food. It's great. It's a thing. And those are the meals that people got made fun of as a kid.
Yes.
Yeah, and now they're
That's funny. That's exactly what it
millionaire
is.
food truck guys.
Kid meals. That's a great food truck. If you think about that, that's so true.
Yeah.
That is the meals that people got made fun of
Yeah.
as a kid, and now they are the best. People are like, "This is brilliant."
Chicken and waffles. What?
You know what I mean? Because look, I remember a time I used to work at this place, and I remember we'd show up early in the morning to go
Yeah.
to work, but they were doing construction on the building that I was working at, right?
Yeah.
So the food truck would be outside all the time. Now these construction workers have been out there since 6 in the morning. We show up at 9 o'clock to go to
Yeah.
work. They've been out there since 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So when the food truck shows up, they're eating lunch. They're eating whatever they want to eat, right?
Yeah.
They're eating hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever comes out, like. So when I would show up at work, I'd be like, I get breakfast off the truck. So I come into work, I got a cheeseburger in the thing or whatever, it's 9 in the morning. People be looking at me like, yo, how you eating a cheeseburger right now? Yo, you're crazy. Yo, you eating a hot dog right now? You eating a cheeseburger? How you eating chicken wings right now at breakfast?
It's food.
And I'm like, yo, you have the same stomach now as you have later in the day. Do you realize that this burger probably is better for you than the sausage that you were gonna eat? You know what I mean? It has
Fair.
less crap in it than it just depending. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You complaining to me about a hot dog or a sausage that you're gonna eat?
It's just
It's food.
just eat it.
But people they're stuck in their ways of like
Yeah.
cheeseburgers are lunch, cheeseburgers are dinner. cheeseburgers aren't breakfast
Yeah.
until you travel to another part of the country and you have chicken and waffles or you have fish and grits.
Fish
But
and
if you
grits is
bring
great.
fish to a lot of things in the morning and you have fish, people will be like, fish?
Yeah.
What are you doing with fish in the
What are you
morning? How could you do that? You'll be like, how could you do that? Well, I have fish in the morning. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I just think that's.
I want my food truck now. Kids meals.
I think you should make one. I think it's hot. I think it's a
let's
dope
go.
idea.
Let's go into partner. I'm copywriting it today. I'm gonna call my lawyer right now.
Yes.
I'm like, let's write this up now.
Right, and on the side it just has the little writer like, did you get made fun of as a kid for
Yeah.
eating this? Well, now it's
In the
delicious.
menu, you circle yes or no. You know what I mean? Like that'd be dope. Maybe. Did you pass notes in class?
Yes, I did pass notes in class when it was still cool. I definitely passed notes. Yeah.
All right. Did y'all like worst like? What was okay? Did y'all have school dances, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was like your slow dance song? Like
Stairway to Heaven was the Stairway to Heaven. Led Zeppelin was always the song that would close out. Probably since I was in elementary school all the way up through high school. That's a
fucking
long ass song.
Yeah.
Ooh, and she's flying the stairway to heaven.
And you close it out like that? I mean,
All the time, because that's the song. If you didn't have nobody by that song to dance with on that last song, you had time to not have somebody and find somebody. You had 2 minutes to still be like, nobody, and who else is left? You still had time to find somebody during Stairway to Heaven to still end up dancing and having.
yeah, because when it breaks down, it breaks down.
It's a long song.
Yeah, but when
so
it breaks,
you just see a whole bunch of 8th graders, 9th graders, all the way through high school. That was the song throughout how I grew up,
like
for sure.
that. I kind of like
For
that.
sure. But there was other songs that were played, but I would say majority of the dances I've ever been to as a student, Stairway to Heaven was shutting it down. Yep.
Worst song you ever slow dance to, as a kid.
Oh wow, worst song I ever slow dance to as a kid.
You got a bad memory at a one slow dance where you had a little bit too tight, and you got perv swerve.
Nah, the worst slow dance. This is gonna be funny, man. The worst slow dance that I slow danced to was at a party of one of my dad's friends, and it was R. Kelly's Slow Dance.
Oh my God.
R. Kelly has a song called Slow
Yeah, I
Dance,
know,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that song. But when I was in like 5th grade or whatever, like I was a big dude, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a little overdeveloped, you know what I mean, compared to some of the other 5th and 6th graders. So I'm at a party, one of my dad's friends' parties or whatever. I had a little silk shirt on. I thought I looked good. I'm dancing with this girl and I'm singing. I'm like, slow dance, slow dance, right? I'm singing the R. Kelly song and I'm sweating all over the place. And then her dad, not her dad, but the dad at this party, because it wasn't my dad, it was his friend. There was all these kids in this room. It's hot in there. I'm sweating. You know what I mean? I had armpit hair. R. Kelly wasn't there too.
Okay, I was about to say, was R. Kelly there?
He was hosting the party.
Okay,
actually.
this is bad.
I had armpit hair probably at I remember looking at my friends and being like, yo, you ain't got none of this? I had armpit hair probably 3rd grade. They were like, we don't got none of that, right? You're like a little dude. You're like, yo, you don't got none of these either? Got 4 little pubes. You're like, you don't got none of these? They're like, yo, they're bugging.
Yeah, you get that little goatee. Yeah.
I'm talking about pre-goatee. I'm talking about when you're excited about having a couple straggles of Homer Simpson armpit hair.
Yeah.
Like his hair looks under your arms. You're like, yo, I'm becoming a man. But I was getting that shit in 3rd, 4th grade. So anyways, it's 5th grade. I'm dancing, whatever, slow dance, whatever. And the dad that was running the party was like, hey, man, let me talk to you. I'm in there piping. We all in there singing slow dance. I'm sweaty. He's like, hey, man. He said, hey, man, you wear deodorant yet? I was like, nah. He was like, you need to. He's like, yo, I'm gonna talk to your dad. I was in there bumping that party up because I didn't know. I was in there. So that was probably one of my worst slow dance memories was to the song Slow Dance, and just finding out that as a little dude, I probably should have deodorant a lot earlier than a lot of other kids did.
I like that.
They were really getting it in middle school. Feel me? Most elementary school kids aren't using deodorant unless they're kind of bigger. Around
Fair
5th
enough.
grade, they might start getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Degree
or speed stick?
No, come on, man. Back then it was right guard, burning the armpits up.
Right guard.
That's before you got to antiperspirant. I was just spraying on straight up that alcohol-driven right guard, the gold can.
Terrible.
Yeah, just ripping your armpits to pieces. Yeah. You would know. You'd be like, oh, I guess it's supposed to hurt.
Yeah.
Ooh. You'd be like, ooh.
All those open pores.
All those open pores. You're spraying that alcohol into it. You'd be like, oh.
And you're like, that's what manhood is right there.
And you smell so good for 2 hours.
And then you had a hair on it. That little. I barely have a hair on my chest.
Me too, but I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I'm good with
I have
that.
11 hairs on my chest, but I don't,
11?
11.
I have 2.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that.
I'm happy with that.
Back
Like,
hair, none of that. People are like, you shave your back? I'm like, no, I don't shave my back.
yeah, like I got friends that are hairy like that, and I'm like, what is your day like?
Yeah.
Like what is it? What is your I feel like they have to add like a better like a larger t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've seen those guys that have like where you take it off and it's like it's a layer. It is wool. It is.
It depends on the color of the dude. Like a black dude, he got taco meat.
The taco meat.
He
Yeah,
got the taco meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got the little anthills, but somebody white, they got they got the little they got the fur. It's a little different. So I feel like some people though, I'm not gonna front. Some people look very smooth and distinguished with their hair that they have. If it's distributed correctly on their chest and stuff,
correctly.
it looks
on the
nice.
chest.
It's just like a lot of other stuff. Some people with gray hair can
It's like
pull it off.
yeah, it's just like a
Some
nice
people
sweater
can pull it
vest.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like really, it's no. If you, like,
some people look monstrous, like they do look like they're wearing a sweater vest.
Yeah.
And some people look like, damn, like that's like a dude in a movie with hair on his chest. Like it
Yeah.
looks groomed.
like that Rob Redford shit. I don't know.
I don't even know if it's Rob Redford, but
I
yeah.
don't know,
But
I
but
feel
you know
like
what
I
I'm
feel like that would be my point of reference.
yeah.
It's a solid point of reference.
I don't think a lot of dudes with hair on their back look so smooth because you got to decide where you're gonna start letting it happen, where your hairline's gonna go in the back. Is it gonna fade into it?
Because
or is
really,
it gonna-
your back hair is just really just that's a mullet. Really, at that point, like,
Yeah.
it's really just
it starts at the top of your spine and then
Yeah.
goes down. I don't know how those cats deal with that.
Yeah,
That's a
well-
little weird.
just because like yeah. Do you fade it up like?
Yeah.
People with back hair, email the podcast, biglowkidpod@gmail. I want to know your thoughts on this.
But the dudes with a V, you ever see a dude who has like a V of hair? Like he has a decent sized chest and the hair spreads across evenly, nicely, and it comes down. If his body still looks smooth, it's not a bad look.
Yeah.
The hair looks groomed. It's not all overly crazy or whatever. But then you see some dudes who are monsters, who like bears. You know, that's too much.
Yeah, I would feel so. Yeah, I feel like
I feel like you won't agree with me that you've never seen a dude
I have.
that looks nice with chest hair.
I just don't look. I mean,
What do you mean you don't look? Don't do this. Don't do this. You don't see color shit, Jay. Stop it. Why are we playing this game? You're uncomfortable to say that you've seen a guy that looks nice with chest hair.
I can't really recall. Like I know what you're talking about.
Have you ever been to a beach or pool?
I've been on Instagram. You know, and like there's that guy with chest hair that's like motivating you to do whatever. You know, like
So you picking out a chest hair dude. You don't remember
Yeah,
any
I've
dude or a beach or weren't you in the military? Did you guys keep your shirts on all the time? You take those shirts off sometimes.
No, I've seen, but I know what those guys. I'm not looking at them like, hey, it looks great.
I'm not saying you like you want to
Yeah,
lift
so-
the
yeah,
hair.
like,
I'm just saying you
hey,
saw it.
Hey, Sergeant Johnson, that looks great. You look great with your shirt off, Sergeant.
No, I
You know what I
see
mean?
how you
That's
are. No. I see how you are. You're uncomfortable. This makes you uncomfortable because you would never say that to him. I'm just saying you acknowledge it in your own brain. Like that's not a bad look.
Okay. I personally don't have chest hair. I don't have back hair. But I could see where there would be an instance where it would work.
Where there would be an instance. You were so against committing to the fact.
All right, fine, yeah.
It's questioning your manhood right now.
It's
for
not
you to
questioning my
admit
manhood.
it is.
I just don't look at it.
Jay.
Fine, like if you asked me like who name a celebrity, I'm trying to like I'm actually trying.
I'm not asking you about celebrities. I'm asking
just
about
trying
regular people you see in everyday life.
A regular dude, like, and I can't really think of anybody that was like that. Like I know some people that like have like the little pop and it's just there,
Yeah.
and then but like I don't know them all.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who's got it like fully covered, where it tailored, where like the whole V thing that you're talking about. I don't know that. That's what I'm trying to get.
But the whole V thing I'm talking about is just the fact that it doesn't cover their whole body, so it looks crazy. It looks groomed.
Oh, it looks like
So
this
it
cool
looks
little
smooth.
spider web like logo or something like that. Yeah, that would work.
Jay, never mind, Jay.
What?
You're making it. You're very much against this. You're very much against it.
I'm for it. We're gonna go to a quick break, and we're gonna talk about more chest hair. Thank you. I'm trying to like figure it out.
Wait, so we're going to breaks?
Yeah, this is all right. So, well, yeah. What is it out of footage or like?
No, we were at like 28.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for checking out Big Little Kid Podcast, but I gotta show some love to my sponsor, Bionic Nutrition. At Bionic Nutrition, they believe that true living begins where mediocrity ends, and that you should strive to step beyond your potential. What is Bionic Nutrition? Think of them more like a boutique source of nutritional products. Make sure you check them out. As you guys know, I'm on the road, I'm traveling, and they got all these The road is lonely and full of snacks, y'all. They got, you can get a 5-foot burrito. You can get an Oreo cookie with a pizza. You can get a root beer float that's got bacon in it. The world is lonely and full of snacks. That's why you got to get proper nutrition. That's why I go to Bionic Nutrition. They hook me up with some great plant-based protein that has no sucralose in it, and it's just got all the natural body and science and enhancements, all that stuff that's in it. I don't know science good, but I'll tell you right now, they put great quality in their products, and the best part is because your boy got a weak stomach. Okay, I got a weak stomach, so if I get anything wrong in there, I'm gonna have a bad time. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you check out Bionic Nutrition. Everything they have in there is all natural. Get your BCAAs, get your protein, have you looking right for the summer, ready to take over for the 99 and the 2000. Okay? Make sure you check them out. Go to bionicnutrition.com. They got a 10% off deal. Tell them your boy Jay Whitaker sent you. Okay? Peace. Be bionic. Let's get back to the episode. All right. Hey, we're back. Big Little Kid Podcast. We're back. I'm here with Corey Rodriguez.
Yo.
My mic was not on.
That's good. So we're re-recording what we just did.
Yeah, we were talking about.
That's all right.
I didn't look at chest hair during the break. I should have.
You should have been looking at it so you could see what's up with it.
But be happy with the body that you're in. I think that was what we were summing up.
That was what we were summing up. I just feel like I was saying to you, I feel like some people look good fat.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes you see a dude and he looks smooth fat.
You got the cargo pants.
A woman, she looks good fat. You know what I mean? They look comfortable in the position that they're in.
Yeah.
Now their health might not be good,
right?
But they look.
But their probably mental health is probably good because they feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It is.
It can go both ways.
It can. There's a fine line between just because somebody does look good fat though, like they're still a good looking person.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fine line between when you're dealing with the health of somebody and like just being like this. Body positivity sometimes can go too far. When your mental health is good, your mental health should still lead you in a positive direction to try to get yourself in shape so you can live the longest if that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do. But if you want to die sooner based on not taking care of yourself to the degree that you should, but you still look good, I guess that's your choice too, right?
Yeah.
That's your choice. But if you do want to have a nice, healthier life, then body positivity is great. But if you're still overweight and you're trying to get into shape, then being positive about each stage of your body is an awesome thing as well.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Because it's just like, you might have your goal that you want to, maybe, let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. Well, you only lost 35.
Right.
But you still should be proud of the person that you are just for even accomplishing that.
On your way there.
Yeah.
I think it gets difficult. See, it's easy to say that, but I think it gets difficult for people who make that goal. If you make a goal that you want to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds and you lose 20, the problem is to keep yourself motivated, it's difficult to be happy with the 20 that you lost, right? People online and everywhere will tell you, be happy, girl, you lost those 20 pounds, be happy, right?
Yeah.
But in order to stay motivated to lose the other 80, you kind of have to be unhappy about it. At least the way my motivation works.
Yeah.
I need to be like, well, I did it, but I got a lot more to do.
Right.
But people will tell you, be happy where you are. But sometimes happiness introduces complacency.
Yeah, I think that's just the comic in you too. You know what I mean? Like you could probably like, oh man, you might have had a 30-minute set and you might have murdered it.
Yeah.
But you're still focused on that one bit that maybe you didn't get right. You know, and so I can understand that mentality because it's not just that could be anything with any goal that anybody sets. We're not even talking weight loss anymore at this point. It just could be any goal. You're always going to focus on what you could have done better when.
If you have a goal.
Right.
If you have a goal. So if you have a goal and you get happy with not meeting the goal, you're like, I'm happy the whole way there.
Yeah.
It's difficult to stay happy the whole way there because you need that drive to push you to your goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It gets weird.
Yeah.
But people will tell you, be happy with yourself no matter where you are. You're like, I got 80 more pounds to lose. I don't want to be happy. I want to be happy when I get to that 100. You know?
Yeah.
But people will tell you, be happy when you lost 25. So it's a fine line to dance on to stay positive enough to not stop, but be negative enough, or be hard enough on yourself to continue to go forward.
That's like a mental tightrope to walk.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're just like, okay, things are great. but it could be better.
But it could be better. Yeah,
But,
it's
like,
weird. It's weird, right?
Yeah, like, but I'm still trying, but still failing.
Still failing.
Like, fucking,
But I'm not gonna quit anytime soon, right? But I'm happy about
yeah,
it.
like, God, man, like, how do we exist like that, man? Like,
Yes, that's
yeah.
a weird position
Yeah.
to be in. Like I'm thankful that I'm pretty thankful that I'm still going.
Yeah, well, I was saying this, and like, I was telling you, like, I started going back to therapy, and it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm trying to I unloaded on my therapist, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying, but and like I got all these issues that I'm working with, but he's like, I think you have it under control. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I would not be here. Like he's like, I think you got a great system in place that motivates you, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not getting it done. So like, where's that tightrope of just like where I'm advancing, but also like, I don't know. I can't find the words. Like where I'm advancing, but I'm also I'm trying not to deflate myself.
Yeah.
I guess you know what I mean.
I'm intrigued and also jealous by my friends and family that are in therapy, and I constantly say I want to do it
Yeah.
because I just want to be able to talk to somebody uninhibited that will. I want to be able to talk to somebody and just download everything into somebody else or upload, whichever way is the right way
Yeah.
to say it, into somebody else and let them break things down for me without any ulterior motive. And then and be able to hear what they want to hear and say and really like let somebody be able to say stuff, because it's difficult to find people in your life that you can actually talk to that don't have some sort of motive on what answers they want to give you when you go back. You know, it's hard to find that friend that you're like, I say anything to them and they're not judging me, and they actually give you real feedback on stuff, you know, and it's difficult. So I think about therapy in that way, but then I always fall short of going because I'm like, these are the excuses I make to myself. Man, I don't know if I'm going to find the right one on the first time. I got to go through like 4 or 5 of these fucking guys or women and try to find somebody that's going to like, so what's that look like? You know, am I really messed up if the first one I meet is not right? How do I know if it's the right fit? What if they challenge me? What if is there challenging meaning that they're good for me or not good for me? So then I go into this loop in my head and I'm like, I'll just talk to one of my boys or something.
I just like for me, and like it was the best way I could describe my session, my first session, and it was the bravest thing I've ever done. Like straight up, like because I was just like, all right, let's go. Like I gave him all the bullet points that I could possibly think of what was going on with me, and I was like, this. And he's like, well, we can explore. I'm like, no, I'm not done yet. Like, I need to tell you this much more. And like, I just laid it out with zero filter, like zero, and was just like, all right, this is. And he's like, okay, you're making my job kind of easy, but we had this, the catharsis in that was just intense because I was like, all right, well, I'm kind of done. I know I still want to go back, and I'm still going to go back, but I think it was. You're right, to upload all that information unfiltered is fucking terrifying. And it is, and it's a rare thing to have, but it was nice to have it because I don't know this person. I don't, they have no motive except for like to just really just help and get paid, but I mean, like, that's it, like, and you tell your friends or you tell your girl or, it's just like, not saying that your friends or your girl or your coworkers would manipulate you, but it's like sometimes you want that information's not necessarily for them, and it could just deteriorate that relationship. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the closest people to you are the ones that are going to be the most affected by the things that you have to say,
right? Because
there are things about them that you need to work out, and clearly they're not going to be able to give you a clear and unbiased. Most of them are not going to be able to give you what you need because they're defending their own stake in whatever you're talking about. Because you're at this point in time, you're talking about how said things make you feel.
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't agree with your feelings and they're attached to you, then they're like, well, fuck that. That's not how I meant that anyways. Why would you take it like that? You're like, all right, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to let you know how all this process is. So that's why I want to go and speak with somebody.
Because, I think black men in general, probably need. It's like, we definitely. I think it's definitely. I'm not saying that we're weak. I'm not saying that and people think that therapy's for the weak. No, it's for the strong. To just it's for the strong that at times get weak. You know, and
Yeah.
it takes strength to go to therapy and to be like sit there and admit to somebody, to a fucking stranger that you don't know, and just be like, yo, this is the shit that keeps me up at night. Keep writing. You
Yeah.
know, like try and keep up. So I mean, and as a comic, you do like low key like, all right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, you start finding like all these other stories, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that happened. You know, and so
I don't subscribe to any of that being like when people say stuff like that, like, oh, this person's weak or, or weakness or anything. None of that stuff seems weak to me when you're working through something. None of it seems weak. It all seems strong because the ultimate goal is to be stronger.
yeah,
So to me, it's never weak, no matter how much you're going to a therapist. People are like, oh, I feel vulnerable, or not even vulnerable. They're like, I feel like I'm broken or things like that. But
yeah.
if you're going to fix something,
It has
then
that means-
who gives a fuck if you were broken, if you're attempting to fix it?
right?
You know? It's like for a while, I used to wear braces.
Yeah,
And I got them as an adult in college, like post-college. And I remember,
which is brave.
yeah, and I see, but not to me. It was like, I fucking had a problem I wanted to fix.
Okay, fair enough.
So people, there's all these support. I didn't know this though. There was
Yeah.
all these support groups for people who felt bad about having
Yeah,
braces.
and that's why I said it's brave, because a lot of people they think that it's, I have friends that had braces. It's the same thing. So
They were
yeah,
all
yeah.
messed up, man. They were like, oh, I looked at some of these things, and I remember they were like, oh, the support groups. And I was like, support groups for fucking what? And they were like, oh, some people just feel like, they feel bad about the fact they have braces, and they're just how their image and how they look. And I was like, who cares? I was like, my teeth had spaces, and I fixed them. I'm in the process of fixing them. Who is powerful enough over me to make me feel bad while I'm fixing something? What is that? What? How weak are these people that are in these groups? And I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to judge them. Maybe their mindset is somewhere else. But my mindset is, if I have a problem and I'm in the process of fixing it, and you have something to say about it,
Yeah.
you mean nothing.
Right.
You mean zero to me. Your perception of like, oh, I can't believe getting your teeth fixed. What are you, fucking train track mouth? Wait, was that supposed to make me feel bad? It's
Oh, look
like,
at this guy. He got knee surgery. Think he's better than us.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't even faze me. It doesn't even like enter my head to be a bother. Like, I was like, there's groups for this?
Yeah.
What? But there's a lot of people who it really does affect them. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I think well, because when people have a problem, they're ashamed to fix it. Some people feel like they're ashamed to fix it because if you're trying to fix it, that means you're admitting that you have
That's
the
right.
problem.
That's
like,
right,
and so it's. I think people once the step to like to recovering and getting and going through
yeah,
therapy.
that's a good point you just said right there.
It's just
That's-
like. It's just like, yeah, because the second you got to show up in the office.
yeah.
You fill out the clip. Like, yeah, I was going through that whole process. Like, shit, I'm here. Like, I'm filling out my information. I got the clipboard, and I'm like, oh shit, that's I'm looking at people to the side of me. I'm like, they look like they're fine, or like that guy looks like And then I'm like, oh shit, like I'm in the same office too. I'm like, so who gives a shit? Like, let's just work it out.
See, to your point, because that's an awesome point. Those things that we're talking about, braces and therapy, those things don't bother me at all. But I guess my initial feeling on if someone was like, I would probably be hesitant to tell somebody like, hey, I'm in AA.
Yeah.
Right? Because that would be something in my head where I'm like, and the way that I think about AA is the way some people might think about therapy. The way I think about it is like, oh man, you've been fucking up, man. You gotta go in there and get fixed up. So like,
Yeah.
you got to go in there. The problems got so bad that you need other people to help you with it.
Right.
Right. And so I would have to get to a place of where I feel about the other stuff with AA. I'm not there yet because I'm not in AA or whatever, but I can see my initial thought about thinking about that would be like, ooh, problem got so bad that you had to go one step at a time and go in there and get some help to do it. You couldn't do it on your own.
Yeah.
So I can see that. I can see if I look at it through that lens, I can understand why other people would feel that way about other things.
Because
other
nobody
forms of help
wants to
in life.
admit that you like.
Yeah.
It's like, who wants to broadcast that you got all these problems? But it's just
Right.
like, but the second you put yourself out there on Front Street, you're like, well, here it is. And like, to me, I think we'd all be better off if we just started like, yeah, dude. Sometimes I wet the bed.
Yeah.
I don't, but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
I used to, though.
I mean, like, it's just like whatever. It's just like own it.
I think it's weird when people like we ever go to someone's house and they just have their medication out on the counter, like they don't give a shit.
I
Like,
like that.
you know what I'm saying? First I'm like, man, this motherfucker's bold. Like, you're just gonna leave out you or whatever. And then sometimes they'll just tell you, they're like, oh yeah, that's my whatever, man. That's my crazy meds. They'll just joke about it and then be like, whatever. Yeah, I
Yeah.
take those. I gotta take 2 of those a day or whatever. You know, whatever. But then some people are really hiding everything. But some people are just open with it.
Yeah.
But I think more and more people, the more meds that are out there now and more things that people take, there's
Yeah.
less shame in it. So people do just kind of leave their things laying around more.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what do you
get-
mean you don't take Zoloft?
Well, yeah, but because it's just like, all right, fine. If that's what helps you get through the fucking day,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
You know, like because if you, what to me, if you have to hide, like, okay, if you have a problem, why hide the solution?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right,
the pill,
right.
if the pills or the therapy or the surgery is the solution, why the fuck hide that?
But I get why somebody would hide it because they don't want everything that you do with them to be filtered through that thing.
Fair.
So they don't want every time now you can't get upset at anything. If you're like, yo, man, why you so late? And they're like, oh, you didn't take your pill today. You're like, oh, everything
yeah.
now has to be filtered through that
Yeah.
side of your brain. Like no longer is anything else that you do
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
You can't have regular human emotions now because you must be off your meds today. You know, so
Yeah.
they take so you
Fair.
can see people trying to hide
These
it.
people are assholes.
For
And
that reason.
And that's them.
Yeah.
I hate saying this, but that's them projecting their own problems
Mm-hmm.
on them. Look at us being all like breaking shit down. This is
Being real humans right now.
This is motivational right here, man. You know, I got over my fear of chest hair, and like look, like this is the veil comes off, and now I'm healed, man. Like you know, there was a problem with me. The solution is to me to just grow some fucking chest
That's
hair.
it, man. That's it. Get your Burt Reynolds on, man.
There,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
there we go. Rest in peace to Burt Reynolds. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, did you? All right, you ever met anybody like who was as a kid like who was like your Burt Reynolds or like you know everybody like, or have you ever had a chance to meet that person?
As a kid, who did I meet that kind of impacted me or something? Or
Oh
you
no,
mean-
like
or
who was your
what do you
like
mean?
who was your a lot of I you know I had a friend who like he loved Burt Reynolds growing up and like who was that person for you, and did you ever get a chance to meet them?
As a kid, I didn't really nah, man. I didn't have many freakouts, man, for people that I would watch on TV and stuff, man. Like I really appreciated them. I saw them. It was cool. But man, I'll be honest, man. I was more excited to see my teacher in the grocery store, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Are
see
you
my
one of them
teacher at
community
Marshall's.
dudes? I
Huh?
like that. I like that.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
like seeing them was more like, oh shit, you shop?
Yeah.
Like, yo.
That's
Like, oh, you know
true.
what I mean? Like, it was like a big deal than like even thinking about famous people. Because to me, it was like they're regular people. You know?
Yeah, like I
think
remember I
I-
saw my Spanish teacher at like just the market, like a
Yeah.
farmer's market as a kid, and I was like, Senora Estrada. I was like, yo, first of all, I had a big crush on my Spanish
Yeah,
teacher,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like, and then I saw her, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like she's in like a dress,
Yeah.
and she has, you know,
Like, you're a regular person?
Yeah, it's a regular person with heels, and oh god,
I mean, I know a lot of people say that
Mm.
about their teachers when they see them outside of things, but I remember seeing one of my first grade teachers at the supermarket. And I remember just being like, oh. And I remember saying to I was with my grandmother, I was like, yeah, that's the teacher right there. I was like, oh. And I didn't go right up to her. I like went near her.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
because I was
"Hi."
like, hey, I was like, hey, I just started looking at the little Us magazine and all the little fucking Inquirer. I just started touching them. So she was like, Corey, I was like, hey.
Did
You
you
know,
just
hey.
scurry off? Or
No, I talked.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I wasn't a little weirdo. I talked, but I just it was that daunting me. But going back to like who did I see like as a kid? None of those people really. I didn't think I was gonna run into them, so nothing was really daunting to me. I mean, I was really into boxing and wrestling.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if I would have ever ran into like Mike Tyson or something like that, I always
Love
wanted
boxing.
to as a kid. So I would have went crazy. That's who I probably was like, man, this dude is amazing because I came up at that time.
Yeah,
You
boxing,
know, we
yeah.
were boxing in my house. Marvin Hagler.
Yeah,
like
marvelous.
Marvin Hagler. His manager used to come to our barbershop and get his hair cut.
Oh,
My
hell
grandfather
yeah.
used to cut his manager's hair and dye his hair and shit. So you know, like things like that. Like I was into those guys.
yeah.
You know, yeah, that other people. Not until later in life, you know, that I
Yeah.
want to see Jack Tripper or John Ritter, Jack Tripper from Three's Company.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I got, you know, I was like, man, this dude's pretty funny, man. You know, like watching things like that, and yeah. But I never was like, I don't know, I didn't fascinate about people.
Like
that.
that, and honestly, that kind of just blows me away. And it's like, and I think that honestly, I think that's really cool. I like the fact that actually that it was like you were more focused like on regular, like just not celebrities, but just regular, just the people that were around your community. I mean, that's pretty cool because I mean, like I'm looking at the environment that you grew up in. We're around the same age, and so it's just like you grew up in Boston, man. It's just and like in Mass, and just there's so many great athletes, and like Boston has such a great history, especially sports history, and it's just like. Wow, I mean that to me that actually is pretty impressive, and maybe that's a testament to your neighborhood, I guess. Yeah, maybe or just a testament to you. I think that's great.
There was a lot of cool people. I was clearly aware of Larry Bird and clearly aware of Robert Parrish. I met Robert Parrish and was kicking on. I mean, I met Dr. J. This was all later. I met Dr. J later and Robert Parrish and Commissioner Stern when he was the commissioner thing.
Trade blocking
him. I met a lot of different cool people, man. Ahmad Rashad, like all those dudes, man. I kicked it with some of them, but like this was kind of when I was older. But as a kid, I noticed those people, but they didn't like. I didn't have that yearning like some people did. Like, oh shit, Larry Bird, like,
I'd lose my mind as a diehard Laker fan. I would lose my mind if I met Larry Bird.
I just wasn't as diehard as I felt like. I wasn't into what it seemed like everybody else was into at the times. Like I said, if I met Tyson, it would have been different.
Yeah,
but not everybody else. Not if I saw Larry Bird, I'd be like, yo, that's Larry Bird. But I wouldn't be like, I didn't have any yearning to meet him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fair enough.
Michael Jordan later, of course. Michael Jordan. I mean, who didn't want to meet him? But I wasn't like I wasn't like. It would just be on the idea of like he's amazing, you know what I mean? Dude's jumping through the air and stuff.
Fair enough. You do wonderful impressions of Denzel. What if you met Denzel?
I would like to meet Denzel, just so I could do a couple Ask Denzel videos with Denzel.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Because honestly, that was one of my favorite things that you do on your Instagram is like the Ask Denzel and Facebook. It's you do a great Denzel.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate the message that he always puts out there. I have a greater appreciation for him as I got older. I always liked him younger, Training Day and anything before that, Devil in the Blue Dress and stuff. But I wasn't in love with him back then as much. But as you get older, you're like, man. And then I listen to the speeches that he gives. I listen to the empowerment that he gives to the community. All the work that he did with the Boys and Girls Club. I didn't know that when I was younger. I found all that stuff out older, and then I'm like, man, this dude he's on another level. How can you not like somebody who's spitting so much positivity,
right?
And he's so great at what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, he's great, and he's
I always wondered, like, I was like, how the hell? I won't say everyone has a Denzel impression, but there are some out there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's just like, but I was just like, what? Like, well, I can't imagine myself like. Apparently, I do it. Apparently I have a Denzel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just wake up and like, oh, apparently I can do a Denzel. I don't have it. I don't have any impressions. I might got maybe I have like I don't know. I don't know. I don't do impressions.
Sometimes impressions are about risk. You know what I mean? They're not all great.
But you always got the cadence down. Like the problem is I know you personally.
Yeah.
So if I look at you, I'm like, every time you do your Ask Denzel videos, I look at the person asking the question and I put my phone away.
Yep.
So I can listen to like your response, and then I'm like, this shit's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, it's Corey.
Yeah. Exactly. One of my boys was like, yo, man, you sounded just like Denzel, like yourself, man. He's like, yo, don't be turning into. I was like, yo, I'm not turning into him, Doc. It's just funny with another comedian. But the thing is, if you I think a lot of people I see do impressions. Some of the times they're really good. Some of the times they're okay. And then it's about more than just the impression. They get the cadence down. They get the person down. They get some things that stick out about the person. They get those things down. And it's about risk. A lot of people can do a lot. Like your act outs will open up on stage even more if you take that risk. But if you don't take it and you just stay close to yourself, it never will come out. And you'll never know what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Because it becomes expressive. I've heard you talk off stage. And when you're talking about people, naturally, if you're talking about a different person, you go into that person. You don't just go, so then I was like, you don't just all do it all in Jay's voice. You'll pretend you're being your girl. You'll pretend you're being the dude who said whatever he said to you.
Yeah.
Fucking dude that came out the store. He's like, yo, you better get on my head. You turn into that. So you're doing an impression, You
Fair.
get what I'm saying? You're just
Fair.
sliding into it. You're deciding to slide into it.
Yeah. No,
But when you actively think about it, you're like, I don't know if I could do those.
right.
Right? But you'd already do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Your
like,
pops. You turn into your pops. When
Oh
you
my
talk about
God.
your pops, you immediately turn into your dad.
oh my God.
Whatchamacallit? Whatchamajiggers.
Yeah.
Or whatever you say.
Westman Jigger.
Right? You go into him for a minute.
My dad's, to clarify, that word was Westman Jigger. That's my dad's version of whatchamacallit. Like,
Yeah.
if he can't remember somebody's name, Westman Jigger from from Boston. What's his name? Rodriguez? And I'm like, yeah, that's him, Dad. Yeah, no, but yeah, I told,
A
yeah.
lot of us do that. We don't realize we do it.
Because I do, like, every time I go home to L.A.,
Yeah.
I fuck with my dad all the time.
Yeah.
Like I always kind of like low key behind his back to the rest of the family. I'm like, I know. Like I just start dying.
Right.
And see, I met your pops. Oh my God.
Right. My pop swears about everything every other second.
It's best because, all right. So for context, like, your family comes from you're a third generation barber, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like so you've been cutting hair since you was like what in your
15, yeah.
Yeah, teenager. So I'm in Boston for a show. I'm getting ready to I need to get a haircut. I was like, I call up Corey. I'm like, yo, where can I get a cut? And he's like, oh, I got you. I'm like, but I'm sending you to my pops. And so you send me to
Lawson's.
yeah. And then
It's in Roxbury.
Roxbury, I always want to say Duxbury, but I'm thinking
Yeah,
that's
it's
way.
not
That's,
Duxbury and Roxbury, two different places, baby.
I found out. I found out.
You are in two
Way
different
off.
places,
Yeah,
man.
yes. And so I go there and
Black of the berry, the sweet of the juice.
I
baby.
didn't,
He said.
and so I didn't really, I didn't really read the text until like I got to the barbershop because you were like, hey, just so you know, the haircut's gonna take a long time. I didn't read that part really. I was just like, I was more focused on the cut, and then it really took like a long time. But it was like 2.5 hours, probably two.
Probably
I'd say
wasn't 2.5 hours. It was probably a good hour and a half. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't 2 hours. He wasn't spending.
I'd say
that much
two.
time.
Well, okay, that's right. I'm combining wait time, so
Yep.
I would say 2 hours. Definitely 2 hours. Definitely. 1 hour and 50 minutes. All right,
All right, go ahead.
That's
Whatever.
fine.
This is you experienced it. I didn't.
1 hour and 50 minutes. Actually, yes, I can even show you the texts.
Yeah.
Cause but yeah, hour and 50 minutes, and your pops only said three words every 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he would throw it around in that different order.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right.
Shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. All right, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Can you do the back right here? All right. Yeah. Shit. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the haircut. That was the haircut.
That's how I talked the whole time. Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I couldn't stop laughing, but it was parents are parents. I love that, and I don't know, like your family is always cool. Like I like, and it was good to talk to him too because we talked a lot about you, and he's proud of you, man. So
Yeah.
do you feel
I'm glad he
that?
told you because he never told me that shit. So
All right, well, fair.
no, I'm just kidding. He's not. I'm just
Okay,
joking.
fair enough. Well, we are running out of time. I do want to talk about real quickly. I did ask you earlier in the first break. We didn't get a chance to. Where you've been on the road a lot. Where's the next stop for you? And then how can people find you?
Next stop, I'll be in. I believe I'll be at the South Shore Music Circus. When is this gonna come out?
Probably in maybe a week or a couple weeks. I'm not sure.
Okay, a couple weeks. So then, we probably shouldn't talk about where I'll be coming up then, because probably will pass.
All right, fair enough. I don't know. You booked out. You did Conan, man.
Okay, but so then why don't we just? You guys want to check it out? Go to CoreyRodriguez.com.
There you
Corey
go.
with an E, Rodriguez with an S. So no matter when this podcast does drop, you'll be able to check out a show. But a show I do have coming up next week. Is I'll be at the South Shore Music Circus, which is a dope venue. It's a big in the round venue. In the
Yeah.
round, as you know. It's a
What?
big
Okay.
circular.
What is that like? Honestly,
It's
because
dope, man.
I've seen you do the. Yeah, I've seen. Because that as a comic for me, I was like, fuck, I want to do that.
it's
I want
crazy,
to do
man.
that. When you showed me those clips, I was like, yo, I gotta
Yeah.
get there.
I mean, working in the round is it's really, really cool because you just get the opportunity to play to everybody in all these different positions. So you're playing this way for a while. I could do a 360 or no, a 180, right? 360, I'd be right back in the same spot.
Yeah, yeah.
I could do a
It's
180.
a Karl Malone. Did it just go out? Damn.
Stop.
All right. Well,
But we're still recording,
Yeah, we're
right?
still recording. All right. So the video, we lost the video right now, but whatever.
That's cool. So I could do a 180 or something and be in the same go back and deal with the other side of the crowd. And it's just the energy of all those laps hitting you from around in a circle is crazy. And you're free. You're very free. You're very, very free to maneuver and move around. It's pretty dope.
I like it, man. Well, I'm honestly, I'm real proud of you. Like you definitely been a great friend. You're a great friend, you're a great mentor, and it's been good meeting you. And like ever since, you know, I always talk to my girl about you. Like, oh, it's great every time I see Corey. It's like but I think comics need that shot in the arm. Like you was mentoring a friend today. You know, like a comedy friend today, and it's just like that's what you murder on stage, but you're always a good dude, and I think that's. I applaud you on that, like of the professional side of it. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that,
you're
Jay.
like you're working on you're always working on your career, but you're never you don't mind helping others. And there's a lot of comics that just they won't give you that formula, or you don't spoon feed it, or like, hey, this is X plus Y equals Z. No, like you'll just be like. You'll kind of coach, like let them figure it out, but like steer it out. There is no comedy formula, by the way. It's just
that's funny. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you're not you're willing to offer advice, whether and constructive criticism, whether it's wanted or not. But it's very helpful. So I don't know, man. I appreciate it.
I think I appreciate you, my brother, and I think also one thing I say about that is I hate when people give vague answers to something. Like if I'm listening to a podcast and somebody says, so I was working at a factory, and then the next thing I know I was on Conan, and then from Conan I went to, you're like, man, fuck that, man. How did you get from the factory to Conan? And so when I'm talking to people, I like to be able to dissect that and get to that. Like if you're asking questions, I want to get through that, because that's what people need to know. They don't need to know the glory part of how you leaped from thing to thing. How did you do that? That's why they're asking you the question.
That's the majority of you and I have. That's the majority of our conversations half the time, because it's like, and when we first started hanging out, like I was like, damn, this dude asked a lot of questions, and it was just like it wasn't like it was like a bad thing. It was just more like, wow, like this guy really gives a shit about the process, and he's not. And like I would ask you questions, and you would actually tell me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one does that. Not a lot of people do that. They'll give you some, man. Like sometimes you just got.
You got to do what you got to do, man. I got hooked up, and you're
just out here. We just grinding.
So he just put you on just to put you on.
Yeah.
I was just happy to be over there. You're like,
it
didn't fucking happen like that. It didn't happen like that.
And I, so I appreciate that, man. Like it's a good thing to have, because a lot of people don't fucking do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, man, obviously you're
Appreciate
the best.
you, brother.
You got a show tonight. Kill it. I'm gonna be at the different venue, but man, like I know I'm gonna see you soon, and
So I might see you. I might come back later.
Yeah,
or
just let me know.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Either way, man.
we'll
link again.
We'll go out to another bar.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Good time.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks again, Corey Rodriguez. Let him know. All right, peace.